G'day guys and girls, welcome back to Sidequest Gaming, where we take a look at both old games and new to try and uncover some of those little hidden gems you might want to give a crack and try out for yourself. Today we're looking at a title called Last Train Home, which is one that I'm actually really intrigued for because it's a bit of a RTS where you are leading a troop of Czech soldiers to try and get home from the Civil War. Now the thing that really intrigues me about this game is as you move from mission to mission, you have this armored train that is kind of your base of operations that you're using to get out of the war zone. And so you have to collect supplies, allies, things like that between missions and keep them alive. So you kind of have this resource management that persists through the journey. And I absolutely have a soft spot for any game that lets you retain soldiers, retain supplies, and kind of build that up over the series of games, so over the series of missions, so it becomes this long story, this kind of survival journey. I really personally find that they really kind of, they just work for me. I really like that kind of journey. So we're going to dive in for about 20 to 30 minutes today. And as always, I'm going to give a bit of a wrap up of my thoughts, feelings, and impressions of the game at the end. So let's dive in with a new journey. During the Great War, later known as World War I, the Czech Legion was commissioned to fight on Russia's behalf in exchange for support for an independent Czechoslovakia republic. However, the Great War exacted tremendous loss of life and economic collapse in Russia, igniting a revolution that deposed the Tsar and devolved into a bloody civil war. The Bolsheviks established the Red Army to consolidate power and rule over a united Russia, whereas the White Army rallied to oppose the Reds. The Czech Legion was now in a very delicate position, an armed force in a foreign land with no clear allegiance to the Reds or the Whites. Moreover, Russia's western borders were still held by powers opposing the establishment of Czechoslovakia. Thus, the Czech provisional government ordered the legionnaires to remain neutral and travel eastward to Vladivostok to board ships back to Europe. Nonetheless, during the evacuation via the Trans-Siberian Railway, the Legion became embroiled in armed conflicts affecting the course of the Russian Civil War. Now we learn the story of The Last Train Home, a work of fiction inspired by the writings of a brilliant member of the Czech Legion and a veritable instrument of history. The story begins with an ambitious captain under the command of Major Gazd, who leads the last unit of Czech legionnaires headed to Vladivostok by armoured train. I'm sure I butchered a lot of those words, forgive me. Cheer up, Captain. The train needs a checkup and we can be on our way. I heard you bragged you'd be a better major than I am, so let's see how well you do in command. Let's take a squad and go trade with the local miller while the rest of the legionnaires look after the train. Alright, we've got our boys down here. I like their little cards, and it's got a very Men of War look, if you've ever played that game, which is a fantastic game, and I highly recommend it. Let's grab all our boys and move up here. We have a sniper. Alright. Field of poppies. Okay, we are heading up to what looks like a burned out village. I smell smoke. That's not good. Hurry up. The mills are destroyed. Fortunately, it seems no one was around to get hurt. Hurry and collect the sacks with the food supplies before they burn too. Where are the sacks? Ah, over here. Yep, let's not let them burn. Okay, got the food. What else can we get? Surely there's more around here. That wasn't it, was it? Ah, here we go. Got the food. Alright, the war is over, winter is coming. Who in their right mind would burn a mill? We have to go talk to the miller. The farmhouse is nearby. Let's go. Alright, let's head to the farmhouse. We are running at quite the trot. It's a very fit boys. There's something up there. I think that's more food we can collect. Okay. Getting rid of these little tutorial bits. Nice. Is there any more loot around? Okay. Oh, any game where I can collect loot, just absolutely. I'm a sucker for it. I need to look everywhere. I can't help myself. If someone is still alive in there, it is our duty to try and help. Okay, let's go. The gate of truth. Open the gates. Someone's lying there. Are you here to kill me now? No, ma'am. We are the Czech legionnaires on our way to Vladivostok. We wanted to buy some supplies from your mill, but found it burning. Who did this? Bolsheviks. They demanded we hand over our winter supplies in the name of Lenin. My son refused. We have a family to feed, he said, so they killed him and the children. Bastards. You soldiers are all the same. Killing is all you know. Just leave me and let me die in peace. If the Bolsheviks wanted food, why did they leave the sacks to burn with the mill? It was never about the food. This is what you get for refusing to collaborate with the Red Army. Okay. Well, she's not going to be very helpful, but maybe we can get some stuff. The Reds who burned the farm may not know we're here, but we cannot risk the train. Find a good spot to scout the train track ahead. If there's trouble, at least we'll be ready. Okay, so we got to scout the train track to make sure that our train is okay. But is there anything for us to... I hope I'm not making anyone seasick with moving the camera around like this. But I want loot, and this whole little house seems like... I mean, it's burning down. It's not like they need it anymore, right? It's ours now. No. But no such luck. I would have thought they would have had at least something in there we could have grabbed. Okay, so we're scouting the train track up ahead. Ah, loot. Yes, cloth. Please. I do like... I think I like how it glows. Like how it's quite, prominent. You can really tell if it's something that you can grab. Is there something up here? Nope. Okay, we are scouting up on this little edge near what is that, church? I don't know. Send someone with binoculars to the ridge. Now, a scout. Okay, scout boy, let's send you up here. Look, it's the Reds who killed the Miller's family and burned everything. They deserve to die. Stand down, soldier. The Red Army will answer for crimes against their own countryfolk, but not to us. We are still in Russian lands, and we have a long way ahead of us. We do not want to be making enemies. Not to mention causing diplomatic incidents that endanger our new republic. Enough chatter. Get back to the train. I want the stuff they grabbed, though. Maybe we can find more supplies on the way. Okay. Cool. So... nothing particular there. We need to head back to the train and maybe we can grab some more things along the way. Time to go. I want to go up here though first and see if we can grab anything. He did suggest there might be supplies around. Yeah, there we go. Cloth. Anything up there? Doesn't look like... Oh, hello. What's that? That glowed. Yeah, fuel. Nice. Okay, what about up this road? What's up here? More loot, please. God, I can't help myself. Terrible. Yes. Lots of loot. Fuel? No food? This will set us up nicely to start with, I reckon. Why can't I grab that? There we go. And what is this? Oh, bullets. Yep. Ammo is good to have. So we can go back across this bridge. Does that help us at all? Okay, so the map opened up a bit on us. I see what's going on. Let's head back down here. We're going to go down this way, actually. Back where we came from. And we're going to go a little bit more down here and see what we can find on the way back to the train. Got all our boys together, which is good. I mean, we could go along the train tracks, but I think along here is probably the best way. Yeah, it's pretty. They've done a good job with the modeling. What about this burnt out farm? Anything up here? Doesn't... Oh, yes. Okay, that's interesting. They didn't light up till we're right on top of them. So maybe there's... We have to be a little bit more careful with searching, because I've kind of just been relying on whenever the camera goes near for it to light up, but maybe our guys do have to be like right there. Our soldiers haven't seen us in a while. How about some target practice on the scarecrows? I mean, sure, seems like a bit of a waste, but whatever. Okay, so let's get the scarecrow. So, how do I... There we go. They're not scarecrows, they're stuffed witches. Watch out for Baba Yaga, the mother of all witches. Let's talk more shooting. John Wick is Baba Yaga, isn't he? Alright. Get that one too. Take that, Baba Yaga. Okay, back to our train for the exit. We Legionnaires leave no one behind. Bring the whole squad here before giving the command to leave. Yeah, we're all there. Alright, confirm. Your brave and resilient soldiers successfully completed all the main objectives. Yes, we killed the scarecrows. Alright. Continue onward. And upward. Okay, got a bunch of little objectives. I like how they're kind of like little individual things that give us XP. That's cool. Continue. Overview. Okay, we got a bunch of loot. And we used some ammo. And we... Okay. Kind of gives us a good summary there. Leave. As you and the others board the train empty-handed, a discussion ensues about recent events. Some feel enraged, some feel uneasy. You are lost in thought about the experience of being in command. Major Gazza grabs you by the shoulder, snapping you out of it. Interesting. I didn't think we returned empty-handed, to be honest. You did well, Captain, but you should stop bragging and start playing the role that you hoped for. Today, you learned the bread and butter of commanding things never go the way you imagine. We shouldn't have just let the Reds leave. They should pay for their actions. Killing people, stealing and destroying food. Our government said we should avoid conflicts. We cannot go around passing sentences as we see fit. We need to follow orders. Okay, the situation was affected because Maximilian had... Okay, because he's intelligent, that's affected the conversation. Look what they did to their own people. What do you imagine they'll do to us when we actually face them, considering we are a sizable military force in their country, while civil war is brewing? Alright, we can say we need to be neutral and we need to follow orders, or think about the consequences if we caught them red-handed as they... Okay. We have to be neutral. We're going to choose the neutral one. We have to be neutral. We are soldiers and we follow orders. Okay. Here we go. Yep. Either way, I bet they would scatter if we faced them. They'd be thrilled to see us here. I bet they would tell everyone how Czech legionnaires shot an honest miller and his family, burned the mill and left the food to be destroyed. Shall we proceed to Moscow then, as planned, or are we expecting trouble? We will go to Moscow and pick up my future advisor, Captain Langer. He is currently working to negotiate our safe passage to Vladivostok. Let's hope the negotiations will bear fruit. Indeed, speaking of fruit, since we didn't manage to replenish our supplies, we'll stop by the next station to do so. Dismissed. I'm sorry if I was reading a bit disjointedly. The font is very small in this text, and I'm not overly sure why, but let's proceed. Okay, we're in our train. I really like that zoom in and out function here. This is really cool. Yeah, I really enjoy that. You've got this kind of world map, and then we get to kind of zoom right in on our train, and even further to look at the different carriages. I love that. Oh, that's cool. Okay, we have a hospital car. We've got our infantry car with some dudes. We've got quite a few infantry, actually. Our storage car that's almost at capacity. And we are approaching our next mission by the look of it. Now, do we need to... We need to slow the train down, don't we? So how about we start... We're going to have to stop it in a minute. So let's go stop here. Are we close enough? Okay, so we can't start the mission yet because we're not quite at the point of interest yet. We're nearly there, but we would have had to walk a bit, and we are lazy soldiers, so we don't do that. Auto stop for me. Cool. A fateful encounter. The train stops several dozen meters before the station. There is another train blocking your path. As you and the others exit the train, you are greeted with grave silence and a few rifles aimed in your direction from near the station. Towards you, a tall Red Army officer is walking, accompanied by 2 soldiers. Greetings, Legionnaires. My name is Adam Morov, who is in command of your unit. Major Gazet steps off the train and shakes Morov's hand firmly. You glimpse his other hand resting on the hilt of his trench knife, a sure sign he smells trouble, and you know he is rarely wrong. Major Okta Gazet, I'm in command of this train. To what do I owe the pleasure, General? Moros betrays a look of mixed amusement and satisfaction, evidently unsure if the major has recognized his rank by the insignia on his uniform or through his reputation as a hero of the Great War. A mere coincidence. I was visiting family nearby. Nonetheless, our encounter is most fortunate, as I have a proposition, one of mutual interest. What do you want, Morris? Do tell. I am all yours. Indeed, and that's how it should be, my friend, because it is in my power to ensure your safe passage through Russia. That is what you want, is it not? All you need to do is hand over your weapons. Give up our weapons to you? I don't think so. You'd probably use them to shoot us and then burn the entire station to the ground. You are not the first legionnaires to pass through here. Your countrymen handed over their weapons without incident. For your soldiers' sake, do as I ask, or you will regret it. Oh, I am sure you intend to let us be on our way, completely unscathed, with a full belly and a happy heart. I've said my piece, General. Start shooting or get out of our way. It is your choice. Morov stares silently at Gazet. A few legionnaires shift uneasily and unsling their rifles, which until now have been shouldered despite the obvious threat. Then Morris slowly raises his hands and smiles. There is no hint of deception in his expression. He seems at ease, almost pleased. I appreciate your candor, Major. I think we both know where we stand, until we meet again. With a polite nod, Morris turns away, and followed by his soldiers, he boards the Red's train and departs. Everyone is a bit rattled. The departure of the train reveals the station. There, a disaster. Start the mission. Okay, we create a squad to deploy. The recommended size is 5, and this is easy with some potential rewards. Alright, let's get a squad. Who do we want on our first squad? Alright, so, who do we have here? We probably want a scout, right? Do we want a grenadier? Ooh. And they've got some very interesting character traits here. So I definitely want a rifleman. We want a machine gunner. That seems like a good idea. A medic. And I guess we are taking Joseph as a grenadier, because it doesn't appear we have a vast amount of other choices. Although we sort of did. These guys are not currently selected for combat roles. So I've selected all the ones I can. Cool, I understand. Confirm. We have our squad. Let's deploy. Something is wrong. It's too quiet here. Move out, but keep your eyes and ears open. Yes, sir. once again, loot is always what I want, right? And I just feel like in every mission there's always loot somewhere behind where you start. I don't know. I've got that terrible gamer kind of conditioning that is whenever they put you somewhere you always immediately go backwards and check behind you. Same as how there's always treasure behind a waterfall. Alright, we're keeping our eyes open, particularly for loot as we move out. What's over here? I don't love these houses kind of around me, so we're going to go check inside this big complex over here. We could be going into cover in a few of these locations. Ooh, loot over there, that's good. What about in here? Can we see anything of worthwhile? No, very empty, very disappointing. But we know there's loot up here, so that's good. Oh, the Reds left some villagers alive. I think they need help. Okay, let's get the med kit first. Okay. Use the heal skill. Alright, we got a medic here, so let's go. Is that the heal? Yep, let's grab him, and we're going to grab the heal skill, and we are going to heal... Is that the civilian? I've got all my guys right on top of everything, so I can't see anything properly. Heal there. Nice. Using up our medical supplies. Unacceptable. Any more loot? Okay. We're Czech legionnaires on our way to Vladislavok. Can you tell us what happened here? The Red Army came for recruits and provisions. We told them to leave, but they just laughed at us and took whatever they wanted. They killed everyone who resisted. We saw trucks full of artillery shells driving towards the river. My sister lives there. I'm worried, sick. Please help. We came here to trade for supplies, not get involved in Russian affairs. But the Reds have attacked us before, and they clearly are up to no good here. We simply cannot risk the train, so we have to go and find out what's going on. Looks like they sabotaged the bridge. We'll have to fix it to cross. You can find tools and materials in a nearby camp, right over there. Okay, let's get building a bridge. And we got all these guys. So did we got the villager as well as like a kind of a helping hand by the look of it. Did we? No, we just collected that medic we found. The villager did not join us. That's okay. Nothing over here that I'm seeing of loot worthiness. Despite how much I want it. Let's head up this side. Okay, we need to acquire the repair kit, which we know is going to be in the nearby, I guess, camp that he said, which will be up here. Oh, some enemies. Okay. Do we want to attack them or not? I think we do. We want to get into combat, right? I don't love where we're positioned, though. There's no cover there. Like, we're behind a thing, but we weren't in a good location for an engagement. What about here? At least there's some cover there. Can we run up a bit further? Where did they go? Ooh. So they've like proper left. The enemy seems to hold a good defensive position with full cover. If we don't have the range or grenades, we'll have to storm their position. Well, we don't really want to do that. Wants us to use the bayonet charge to get over there. Alright, let's do that. Where is our rifleman? Oh, bayonet charge. Let's get him. That is a cool ability. I love that. Put down some covering fire and then stab him in the face. Enjoy. Okay, can I loot his corpse? Oh, that is slightly disappointing that I can't loot the corpse. That's something I always loved about the Men of War titles, is that they all had individual inventories. The place is crawling with Reds. We should consider remaining undetected for as long as possible. Just make sure no one fires by accident. Gunshots are not very stealthy. I would have thought they would have heard the previous ones, but sure. So we are going silent mode. And we are going to... Oh, attacks while undetected can perform a stealth kill. And one untreated soldier can interact with the medical station to get healed. Okay, cool. I see what's going on. Should we go with our rifleman again? I mean, we know he's got like a bayonet that he can get all stabby with. Whoop, just ran in front of him. Whoop, that did not work. Well, we got him, and then just lay down some fire on him, I guess. Get him in cover. Don't know what just happened there. I just kind of paused it somehow. Oh, I pressed space by accident. That's cool. There is push pause. I didn't even mean to hit space then. Oh, this guy needs to get out. Oh, no, he's down. That seems bad for me. Okay. Let's see. Can we heal him? Yeah, this did not go well for us. We were supposed to be all stealthy, and we're failing. Okay, good. Now that that nasty business is done, let's see how bad the situation is. I'd say pretty bad. I tried to sneak up on ignorant people and just ran my dudes right in front of them, but that is a-okay. Never claimed to be very good at it. So let's send this guy over to get him properly healed. At least we knew that was there. And let's get the repair kit. Now the yellow means that he's healed, but he's pretty damaged. We've got what we need to repair the bridge now. Nice. Now I don't feel I have all my soldiers. I don't. That's why I'm missing half them. Oh shit. Were they in combat? Oh no. I left these guys back to fight on their own against these guys. That's disappointing for them. Okay, let's repair. Use the repair kit. Where is the repair kit? We have focus fire, stabilize, heal, stabilize, Grenada. Who picked up the repair kit? So binoculars, stabilize, quick feet. Where is my repair kit? This will be right in front of my face and I'm just not looking at it properly. Yeah, sure. I am a moron. Yep, all I had to do was click on the bridge. Here I am looking for a skill to use the repair kit. There isn't one. Okay, we need to capture the watchtower, which is right here. So let's do that. Bit of King of the Hill. So we're capturing the watchtower, which opens up a bit of line of sight. Those must be the trucks used to transport the artillery shells. We must stop them. There's nothing a grenade can't stop. Ho ho ho, they're not wrong. Okay. Are these guys friends? Yeah, they're Legion soldiers. Okay, so they must be friends. Let's head up here, see what happens here. Why do I not have them? How interesting. There's definitely Legion boys here. I feel like I should be able to use them, but that's okay. Where's my grenadier? Here he is. He's the injured one. Let's throw a grenade over and knock all that out. Nice. Bit of fireworks. Although I just absolutely got my own guys as part of that, which is less than ideal. Oh, I'm not doing so well, am I? That bridge looks perfect for an ambush. We should not proceed until we figure out what could await us on the other side. Does anyone have any binoculars? Yes, we do. We have a scout. Though everyone is a little under the weather. Except for our new guys we just collected. Let's take our new fresh scout. Send him up here. Let's use some binoculars. Oh, yep, that would be a problem. Okay. They know we're here. They'll be coming for us. Let's set up that machine gun and give them hell. Yeah, let's do that. Where's our machine gunner? Here we go. He's pretty cooked, but let's just get him right up here and set up a field of fire right there. Okay, we have not a lot of time, to be honest. So let's put one scout sniper up here. Let's put another scout sniper here. Alright, nice. The rest of them are not stupid enough to come after us after watching their buddies bide on the bridge. So let's call in an artillery strike and make those bastards pay for their crimes. You know what? I'm down for it. Let's blast them all to hell. What do you reckon is here? Here's probably the best spot to really do some damage, right? Let's get a bunch of them. Oh, my train's got the artillery. That's fantastic. Yeah, nice. Look at her blow. Okay. We came here to get supplies for the journey. Let's get them and then leave this place. Alright. Oh. I feel bad taking the supplies. The Reds must have stolen them from the villagers. The villagers are dead and we will be too if we don't get moving. Okay, so I failed something for some reason. I think I must have lost maybe I lost a character or something, but let's get these supplies. We can use more uniforms and blankets. We are headed deep into Siberia and winter is coming. Yes, Jon Snow. Is that coal? Good. Fuel is the most precious resource on our journey. Isn't food our most precious resource? Of course, at the next depot we should buy a locomotive that runs on berries. Maybe we can also burn berries to keep warm on the train once we cross into Siberia. Snarky. Okay, bit more fuel, bit more cloth. Yep, got all that. We need to find ammo. We have not done so. And we've used a fair bit, and we're nearly dead. Have we left someone again? What is that? Oh, it's a revolver handgun. Yeah, I definitely lost a dude. That's what's going on. So that guy was flashing before. That's why I failed that mission. There was a guy who just died on me. And then I've left his equipment, which is absolutely unacceptable. If you're going to die, at least hand it over. Let's grab it. Okay, and then let's head up here. There's some ammo up here. That'll be the last one that we need. Send him over to get the rifle ammo. Nice. Whoever left all this ammo behind, something... Well, if my machine gun runs out of ammo, it's dead weight. I'd just call for artillery support. Alright, let's get all the team onto the exit grid. That really could have gone better.
Vaše rozkazy, pane. Ano, pane.
Come on, get on there. Alright, leave. Mission successful. Alright, we can assign some medals. I think we want... Our machine gunner needs a medal. What about our rifleman? Yep. Can I assign more medals? What about... We always need a medic. Yeah, so I had 3 medals to assign. Okay, I see how that works. That's cool. And that levels them up. So... They're promoted. Fantastic. Cool. Objectives, we did relatively okay, but we failed to. Definitely not the best. We got a bunch of loot, gained equipment, we used a bunch too, and let's leave. Back on the train, the soldiers discuss the confrontation with Moscow at the station, as well as the violence the Reds enacted against unarmed villagers. Most, though, not all, feel that the artillery strike on the Reds' encampment was justified. Major Gazuk is lost in thought. I think that the Reds were expecting us, setting a trap perhaps. What I don't understand is why. And why now? Isn't Captain Langer conducting negotiations in Moscow? He is, but we don't know the outcome of those negotiations. Everyone, get to your posts. I have letters to write, and the train is not going to get us to Moscow by itself. Dismissed. Storm on the horizon. Okay, new legionnaires have joined us. Alfred and Desan. Proceed. All right. Time has passed, and our train keeps going. So, we can get our train to depart. So, what do I think of Last Train Home? I am intrigued. I really like this kind of management between missions element, and I do like that as the game progresses, you get to kind of pick and have to choose between missions and supply runs and things like that, and make some kind of choices about how you are using your troops in and how you are deploying them across various missions. We've got to put some dudes in the hospital car to make sure that we actually have enough people to heal. We've got to put people in here to start recovering. And we need some more shifts over here. So let's assign to shifts. So we've got a doctor in each one. Cool. So now we've got people healing in the medical car. I think this is a really cool little title. I think it's got a lot of potential. I really hope, and this might seem really an odd comment to make, but I hope there's a modding, an easy ability to mod this game. Because I can see some real potential to turn this into all kinds of cool things. I really like the history of the kind of Czech Civil War that we're playing with, but I could see like a post-apocalyptic, maybe a zombie survival, or, far future, you're trying to like, even what's the name of that TV show that's based on the comic book, Snowpiercer. You could make a really bizarre kind of Snowpiercer sort of mod to this game, and I think it would be incredibly compelling to play. All right, shopping list. We have come across a shop. Captain, as you're aware, we are low on some of our critical supplies. We've got to come into... Yep, so we've got to buy some. There is a village ahead called Kabuga. Send a squad there and buy some food. Okay, yep, we're going to send a squad to go buy some food. And see how we get these additional little missions that happen. Now, when we get to here, what will happen is we will then be sending a squad that's going to run on foot, and they'll then have to catch up with the train in a different spot. So we kind of wind up with these squads going out in all various different directions, a little bit almost like Frostpunk as well. So I think this is a really intriguing little game. If you like these kind of survival games, if you like RTSs, this might just be up your alley. I think you might get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I particularly think you will like this game if you are a fan of games like Men of War. It's a little less detailed and a little less kind of micromanagement as that game, but it has a lot of the things in it that kind of make you go, oh, I'm getting immersed and I'm getting connected to these characters and enjoying it. Anyway, that's been Sidequest Gaming. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. I hope you've enjoyed the Last Train Home. As always, have an amazing day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.